entry on a skyship made out of a giant rock.
So what you're telling me is that there is a deity flying around in the sky with a gigantic vehicle made of stone?
Absolutely.
Oh my god! Oh my fucking god!
Tokyo, Japan, May 2017. The University of Tokyo reveals designs for electric vehicles that are able to charge while driving unpowered roadways, enabling the Japanese to travel freely with unlimited mileage throughout the country. This same month, the Japanese government, in cooperation with private companies, unveils plans to unleash a countrywide drone delivery system by 2020, with self-driving trucks to follow in 2022. And Inami Hiyama Laboratory brings to market a new prosthetic device called MetaLimbs, a pair of wearable robotic arms controlled by the legs and feet, giving the user 2 additional hands to work with. These are just a few of the scientific innovations introduced by the Japanese in a single month, and they, along with numerous others, have helped accelerate mankind's technological advancement at a breathtaking pace. Yet in the midst of this cutting-edge technology are antiquated tea houses, palaces, and shrines dating back thousands of years that create a stark contrast between the old and the new.
Japan could be a puzzle to a Westerner. On one hand, you have this modern culture with trains that are going 250 miles an hour. Robots can serve you in the home, can help people with handicaps walk. They can be a robotic pet.
They have parking garages in which the cars park themselves. So Japan is always on the cutting edge of technological development and innovation, yet at the same time, it cherishes and looks back at its age-old traditions, some of them going back several millennia, in fact.
While Japan is a nation where old world traditions and new world technology collide, ancient astronaut theorists suggest the two are not as disconnected as they may seem, and that the secrets of ancient Japan help explain why they are at the forefront of technology today. Secrets that are connected to extraterrestrial visitation. December 18th, 2007. Ryuichi Yamana of the Democratic Party of Japan, under increasing pressure from his constituents, publicly demands a response from the Prime Minister and his cabinet to address the surge of UFO activity over Japan, totaling more than 300 reported sightings per month. The cabinet's official statement is that it has not confirmed the existence of unidentified flying objects from outer space. But within a few hours, everything changes.
Just hours after this meeting, the Chief Cabinet Secretary Nobutaka Machimura announced on live television that regarding the question of extraterrestrials, he definitely thinks they exist. Then, a week later, the Japanese Defense Minister Shigeru Ishiba revealed that he had been carefully considering different response scenarios for an alien invasion. And what he said is incredible. He said, and I quote, "There are no grounds for us to deny that there are unidentified flying objects and some life forms that controls them."
2 years later, the wife of the Prime Minister came out with an extraordinary series of statements in which she claimed that she had been abducted by aliens, that she had traveled on a UFO. For the wife of the Prime Minister to come out and make a statement like that was absolutely unprecedented. I think the only reason this isn't on the front page of every newspaper in the world is that certainly in the United States we do tend to be rather heavily focused on English-speaking countries and indeed very US-centric in our outlook. If the statements being made in Japan were being made in America, it would be on every major news network 24/7.
Could these profound statements coming from top Japanese government officials reveal that they have knowledge of alien visitation? Ancient astronaut theorists suggest evidence of alien contact on these islands dates back thousands of years and can be found within the teachings of Shintoism. Shintoism is the primary religion of Japan, with over 107 million followers, and is designed around a set of ritual practices that connect present-day Japan to its ancient mystical past. At its center are celestial beings that, according to the Japanese people, still roam their islands to this day.
The term Shinto translates as the way of the kami or the way of the gods. It's a tradition that has a millennia-long history in Japan. There are over 8 million kamis according to the Shinto tradition, and each one of them has its own particular personality traits, if you will. So in that sense, they are quite different from the notion of monotheistic God that we have in traditions that are most widespread in the West.
The kami are these celestial beings that are able to inhabit basically anything, from a human being to an animal and even inanimate objects. So on the one hand, they're these multi-dimensional beings, but then they also describe them as having come down from their celestial palace in the sky, which is called Takamagahara.
Yes.
Celestial
Welcome to
kami will come into the terrestrial world, our
Designed by
world,
Stupid.
and they need a home. So they have these major shrines for these kami when they come into the world, so that they feel at home in
Enjoy
the terrestrial
retard.
world.
Enjoy
The Japanese
retard.
archipelago is dotted with
Enjoy
over
retard.
81,000 shrines that are
Enjoy
devoted to the kami
retard.
gods. And it's believed that these are houses or places where these extraterrestrial beings come to live when they're on Earth. The Japanese people will visit the shrines of the kami with the belief that they are actually praying to an extraterrestrial being who can fulfill their blessings.
If what Shinto followers call the kami really are otherworldly beings that have been visiting Japan since ancient times, are they still being encountered today in the form of UFOs? Perhaps further clues can be found by examining ancient Japanese structures that defy explanation. Coming up,
There are thousands of these statuettes that have been recovered, and these figures have goggle-type eyes, and they have rivets all over their body, indicating that they're wearing some kind of a spacesuit or technological armor.
Honshu, Japan, April 2017. Near the modern-day city of Osaka, Giorgio Tsoukalos meets with fellow ancient astronaut theorist Takaharu Mikami to investigate one of the oldest and holiest sites in the country, the Ishinohoden Megalith, a Shinto shrine said to be inhabited by an otherworldly being.
これが石の宝殿ですね。
Wow. It's gigantic. This is... I have no idea. I mean, it is massive.
だいたい5メーターから6メーターぐらいの
The rock itself is said to weigh about 500 tons.
500 tons? Wow.
そしてこういう石 足にもですね